Let's get right into it. This is my unboxing of the new Pimax Crystal Super, the latest flagship VR headset by Pimax. First impressions, this box is very sleek, matte black finish and it feels premium. Clearly Pimax is making a statement about quality right from the packaging. Let's open this carefully and see what we have inside. Okay, let's check it what we have in this box. Okay, we should do it carefully, that's it. And here we go. Everything is neatly organized. Immediately we see the headset wrapped carefully, two controllers and some accessories and cables packed separately. Let's start by the controller first. These come standard with the Crystal Super, no additional purchase necessary. They are very similar to previous model, ergonomic and comfortable, familiar to anyone who's used other Pimax or Oculus controllers before. Inside-out tracking means no external base station are required, just pick this up, pair them and you're ready to go. Here also we have this essential comfort top strap included. Trust me, this little strap makes a huge difference. It significantly improves weight distribution, making longer gaming session much more comfortable. We also have additional foam padding for different face shapes, so finding your perfect fit should be easy. That's okay, now we have to unbox just the headset. Let's do it carefully. This is pretty shining and as we know is smaller than the previous Pimax Crystals. First feeling, it's actually lighter than expected without any straps. If you put the DMAS in the top strap, maybe you will get around 1 kilograms, I guess. It's much more compact than the previous Pimax, the Crystal or the Lite. And you can see here the V-shape front and this smoother rounded finish. Something that I very appreciate is now that the front part you can remove and is magnetic, and here are the lenses. I don't know if you see on camera, okay, this should be on focus, a little bit of ASMR. The lenses are aspherical glasses lenses, top quality and designed to maximize clarity. They come with protective covers and remember, always avoid using alcohol-based wipes directly on these lenses to prevent damage. Each eye features an astonishing native resolution of 3.8000 by 3.8000 pixels. It's actually one of the highest resolution VR headsets available today. The panels themselves are QLED, offering vivid colors and deep black, thanks to the advanced local dimming technology. Let's talk a little bit about the audio. Pimax includes these standard headphones in most packages, but if you want to replace with the DMAS, installation is very easy, straightforward, attaching to the side, because on the headset there is a simple screw mechanism. You can disconnect this and put your DMAS. Let's check the cable situation. The headset connects to your PC with high quality cable that's approximately 5 meters long. It's quite thick, sturdy but flexible enough to comfortably move around. You might want to consider maybe a pulley system if you are planning intense or highly dynamic gaming sessions. Connection wise, the cable terminates with a display port and USB 3.0, ensuring both power and data are delivered without latency or quality loss. It's simple plug and play and you have here the input to connect to the electricity. There is also some quick start guide, but we don't need in this moment. We know everything. Okay, great. Now that we have finished the unboxing, let's move on to my hands-on test. I'll play for a couple of hours and then I will be right back here to share my first impression with you. So stick around. Here we are, after several hours of tests and retests trying to get a first impression of this Pimax Crystal Super. My initial reaction is that the software has improved significantly. I still remember the first time with the Pimax 5K. It took me 4 to 5 hours to get everything working. Then it was about 20 minutes with the Crystal, a few reboots with the Lite, but with this one I didn't even have to restart the computer. That's a clear sign of how mature the Pimax Play software has become. For this Super model, the software doesn't introduce major new feature, but it does everything it's supposed to. It detects the installed module and adjusts itself depending on whether you're using the LCD or the OLED panel, though the OLED one isn't available yet. The first impression is one of the great balance and lightness. Pimax definitely made the right choice by focusing on making the headset smaller. The resulting lower inertia makes it feel lighter than the Crystal Light. The polished and the rounded finishes make it look like a more refined product, probably the final design. I had no issues with the module detection, which I'll admit was one of my biggest concerns. The touchable part usually brings complication, especially in an early access phase like this, since the Super has only just entered to the initial stages of public release. There's nothing to criticize about the resolution, we'll go deeper into that in the full review, but the first impression just landing on the headset's home screen is one of incredible image sharpness. At 50 ppd it's fair to say that we may have finally reached a point where we don't need to go any higher. Years ago we used to say that the ideal VR clarity would be that of playing a flat game on a new generation 4K TV, and this finally feels close to that. It's worth clarifying that the native resolution reported by SteamVR reaches up to 6.2000 by 6.2000 per eye. This is before the optical distortion correction, but the actual perceived resolution is 3.8 by 3.8 per eye, extremely high so. Taking a quick spin in Arizona Sunshine 2, I noticed detail in the zombie's body that were previously hidden. Vertigo has clearly used the high-resolution headsets and the Super Honors that work beautifully. This holds true for many recent titles. For older games from 2017 and 2018, however, the difference is harder to spot. Those games were designed with the resolution of their time in mind, and you might even feel let down as the limitations of those older engines become more apparent. The Midnight Walk, which came out a few days ago, looks stunning. At first glance, though I still need to look more closely, it seemed that the lens distortion and that slight bulging effect through the Crystal Light lenses are gone, as well as the chromatic aberration. Staying on the display impressions, it looks like the local dimming still needs a bit of time to settle in during the first hours of gameplay, as there are still visible halos around objects against the black backgrounds. This is more noticeable in menus than in-game. I'm not sure if the panel needs a few hours of use to stabilize, but for now that's how it behaves. It's worth noting that although the Super's local dimming is significantly more advanced than the Crystal's, its current can be adjusted manually and appears to be locked to a maximum setting. A balanced profile should become available in a future update to Pimax Play. No bugs to report, everything seemed stable. I played in OpenXR, including with UEVR mods, and I didn't find it less stable than using the Crystal Light or other headsets. The pass-through, while still is not on par with the other next-gen headsets, has slightly improved compared to the Crystal Light, but there's still a long way to go. Eye tracking is present, and while its use on PC is still somewhat limited, it's helpful because the headset automatically recenters the lenses every time you put it on. It only takes a second and you're guaranteed to be in focus. It's worth mentioning that the eye tracking doesn't just center the lenses, it also enables dynamic foveated rendering, which can significantly boost performance in titles like DCS or Skyrim. In other games, however, it needs to be disabled entirely because it just doesn't work properly. As for the controllers, there don't seem to be any improvements over the previous model. In fact, I could easily mistake them for the old ones. They look nearly identical. As you have probably gathered, the main excitement for these first impressions comes from the extremely high resolution. But how does it hold up in terms of performance? I'll share more accurate data once I've done some proper measurements, but as of now, even with a 4090, there are very few games that can run in native resolution while maintaining a locked 90 FPS. Maybe it's not immediately clear, but 3.8000 by 3.8000 per eye means a total resolution of 7.6 by 3.8, far beyond 4K. And here we don't want to use the LSS, we want to see the native resolution. That said, I think we'll need to wait several more generations of GPUs to truly take full advantage of this headset without relying on foveated rendering or other software based tricks. Lowering the resolution at 75% gives a solid compromise. Games like Kayak VR can hit 80-85 FPS with almost a similar visual quality. With further optimizations, even lighter titles can reach a stable 90 FPS. To conclude quickly, I'm definitely satisfied with this first contact with the headset, but I'll need more in-depth testing to determine whether it could replace the Crystal Light as my main headset. I will also record a head-to-head comparison to help figure out which one is best suited for different types of users. Overall, my first impression is really positive: premium feel, incredible high specs and a noticeable leap forward compared to previous models. But the real test, of course, we will discuss in future videos. That's it for our unboxing and first impression of the Pimax Crystal Super. Thanks so much for watching, don't forget to subscribe, because we will soon dive into in-depth testing, benchmarks, gameplay and answering your most pressing questions. See you in the next video.